be flat on the floor, and sitting with your head directly above your hips. With your hips...
This is Michael Schick for Fast Company. In the June issue of Fast Company magazine, we take a look at some of the newest, most advanced task chairs. I went to the New York showrooms of Herman Miller, Knoll, and Humanscale to be gently sustained by the future of seating. First up, Herman Miller's Embodied chair, successor to the seminal Aeron.
First thing is in this chair, in the seat, and what you can't see about the seat is that there's actually 4 layers when you include this fabric, a fabric that was specially designed for the chair and actually allows heat flow out of your body. So again, there's no pooling of blood, oxygen can go throughout the entire body. Obviously, one of the most striking things when you look at the chair is the back. And one of the things that you look at this, you say, okay, this back is extremely narrow, and that's the whole idea of it. You actually don't want to have your entire back framed in by a chair. What this chair does, through this mechanism right here, is actually adjust based on the individual with this seat pan, so you have movement.
The ad copy says this chair will increase oxygen flow to the brain, and Matthew implied that I might lower my heart rate and live longer by sitting in it. While I found the chair incredibly comfortable and the most supportive of the 3, I would not consider it an adequate substitute for regular exercise.
There's no PVC in this arm here, steel and aluminum in the base in the chromatic tilt, which is fully recycled. From a material standpoint, as green as any story that we have at Herman Miller.
Next, Knoll's Generation chair. Not due for release until later this month, the chair was rolled out covered in a black sheet, presumably to guard it from lurking Herman Miller spies.
The chair has a fabulous dynamic suspension because, again, it's not just about supporting you in one fixed position, it's supporting you as you're moving around in an entire office environment. Rather than the kind of all the traditional controls and knobs and everything that you see on so many ergonomic chairs, this has a very thin dynamic suspension. What we tried to do is to create a chair that would very much move with you, but not in a mechanistic way. So the chair, instead of having, a zillion controls and everything, really has, a handful of controls. For instance, the flip back here moves automatically with you. There's no mechanism or control you need to activate. It also matters what things look like. And we wanted a chair that could be very beautiful and minimal, and you can see the mixture of materials we work with, the use of a kind of a recycled aluminum in the base. This chair is probably one of the greenest products out there in terms of the extensive use of recycled materials like in the
Generation was more attractive and diminutive than Embody. The elastic back gave excellent support, the chair adjusted quickly, and it was about as fun as an office chair can get.
And it's a chair that supports a whole broad generation of people, a multi-generational aspect in the workplace today.
Finally, a prototype of Humanscale's Different World chair, which has been undergoing tweaking and testing in anticipation of a July release date.
The philosophy of the Different World chair is really building on the concept of simplicity. Traditional work chairs utilize tension springs and backlogs and a number of adjustments. What's unique about the Different World chair is that, as you can see, there's nothing under there. What Nils Different has been able to design is, instead of using a single panel mesh, what he's been able to do is use a tri-panel non-stretch mesh, which contours your body like a tailored suit. What you get is automatic back support and automatic lumbar support by not doing anything at all. An additional important thing that has been designed into the
I found this chair to be the least comfortable in my very brief sit test. The mesh seat might just be an acquired taste. Still, it has a very compelling story with a super simple, lightweight design and a recession-friendly price point.
It's made of 8 major parts. It has less than 80 fittings. It weighs less than 25 pounds. It's made of half the material of its closest competitor. And what that means is that it's going to have half the environmental impact of any other task chair that's out there on the market.